Okay, guys, so let's create our SD-WAN EVE-NG image here in this Google Cloud platform. So the first thing first, which you are going to see here when you log into your Google Cloud, basically this is the dashboard you are going to see, right? Here is the project information, and then basically the billing is going to be here, and you can understand the complete thing. And we are more interested in building this compute engine, right? So to do that, basically I have already created a project, but let's do everything from scratch, right? So we are going to create one more project to do this activity, and then inside that project we are going to build this virtual machine. So where did I click? I click on here, just adjacent to Google Cloud Platform, SD Lab, and then basically it is going to give me an window to create a new project. So here I need to provide a new project name, and I'm giving it a name at SD-WAN-Lab. Okay, so leave the organization part as it is. Let's do the create here. Okay, so it is basically saying me that yes, now the project is created, but I need to log into this project. So this is the project which I created as SD-WAN Lab. So right now, as you can see, this thing is going to be changed. So if I show with the pen here, so this thing is going to be changed. Previously it was my previous project, and now I am into this project, right? You need to select this. So once we are done, the first thing first which we need to do with respect to this is we are going to enable we are going to activate the Cloud Shell from here, right? This step going to take some time, so we will be back. So when this shell is activated, you are going to see this window here, right? So this is to basically type whatever command or whatever action you want to perform, right? So there are two ways actually in Google Cloud, or basically to be precise in any cloud, there are two ways. You can select all the options here on the UI, or what you can do is you can generate equivalent command, whatever you are performing in UI, and just put that command here, right? You can just put your command here, and it is going to work whatever you were supposed to work from the UI. So this way basically you can create your own program or any script, so that you can create whatever you wanted to create from the UI, from the command line. It is always good to see both the side, right? And there is a specific reason why I have enabled this Cloud Shell. Okay, we are going to discuss this when we are going to use it. Okay, so having said that, I am just clearing the screen. Now I am inside this SD-WAN Lab and the SD-WAN Lab project, and what I want to do is I want to create one virtual machine, and for that I am just writing Ubuntu in the search bar, and just wait a minute, it is going to give me this machine, Ubuntu Zenile machine. Okay, so here is Ubuntu Pro 16.04 LTS Zenile machine, and what you're going to do is you're going to do launch here. It takes some time, but guys, be patient, because we are going to generate a free virtual machine here. Here it is going to give you compute engine API, and you need to enable it. Just enable this. It takes some time. So as you can see, it is still enabling the compute engine API. And once it has enabled the compute engine API, you will be seeing this page, right? So by default, as you can see here, whatever the virtual machine with specific configuration it has chosen for me, the sum is coming up at $25.46. So, but believe me, you are not going to run the complete SD-WAN Lab over 2 virtual CPUs and 4 GB memory. We are going to change it, right? But whatever we are going to change, we can see what exactly the amount for that particular virtual machine is, right? Here I need to select the name, then basically I need to select the region and zone. And if you are not comfortable with this concept, just go and check my complete series on cloud networking. It contains 4 or 5 videos of 1 hour, and then basically you will be up and running with respect to all these concepts. But for now, let's create this virtual machine. Let's customize this virtual machine. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am writing the name here as EVE-NG machine, because this is my EVE-NG machine, right? And now I'm selecting the region. So sometimes basically you don't find the necessary or all the resources into a particular region, and that is why you need to change if you don't find into a particular region. For example, I was trying in Mumbai, so I didn't get much resources there. So here I have selected Delhi, and the zone is going to be automatically selected for you. Now in the series portion, you are going to select N1. Okay, here it is. And then here in the machine type portion, you are going to select the custom. Custom means you can select your own virtual CPUs or or basically your memory. So I'm going to select here 16 virtual CPUs, and I'm going to select here as 32 GB of RAM, right? As I change this, right, you can see the monthly estimate is changed from $25 to $413. This is interesting, right? But believe me, you are not going to be charged this much. You already have $300 with you, right? And these are the charges for if you run this machine for completely 1 month. 1 month means 24 hours every day if you run. And believe me, you do not need that much of time. If you spend only 6 or 7 hours a day, right, you can run this machine much longer, maybe 2 or 3 months very easily, right? And you can just check how much money you have already spent, right? It is going to be charged from your free tier first of all, and once this amount is done, then basically Google is going to charge you on your credit card. This is important to understand, right? And believe me, if you are done, then you need to open one another account, and then you will be having this $300. And Google is giving you this opportunity to learn Google Cloud as well as whatever you wanted to do, because this $300 amount is too much, right? It is approximately 20,000 rupees for you, which is Google is giving you, right? So what I have selected here, I have selected 16 CPU and 32 GB of RAM. Okay. So this is interesting. The other thing which I would like to change here is the boot disk, right? I would like to change this boot disk from balanced persistent disk to SSD persistent disk, and I would like to give it as 256 GB, right? I'm going to select this. I'm good at this point also. And here at the firewall side, I would like to give the access to HTTP traffic. Okay, this is good. Now, here is one more interesting thing, which is I do not want to click this button. Why? As I mentioned that we can do anything from the UI, most of the things from the UI also, right here. But I want to enable one more parameter which I could not see here, and that parameter was enable nested virtualization technology, right? And if I do not see this here, basically maybe it is there in the command line, and I'm pretty sure that there is that this statement is there in the command line statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to create this. I'm not going to use this button. I'm going to click on this equivalent command line button, and it is going to create the command line for whatever I have decided till yet, right? So I'm going to click on this equivalent command line option, right? I am going to copy this and paste here in my command shell, right? What I want to do next is I want to enable the nested virtualization technology here. Okay, so to do that I need one more specific command, which is enable nested virtualization. uh, Okay, so I'm copying this command from here and pasting it here, or you can just simply write it down, enable nested virtualization, and that is it, right? Once done, we are good with respect to everything. And what I'm going to do, I am going to create this. I'm just putting enter here, right? So it is going to take some time, maybe 3-4 minutes, or maybe 1 minute sometime. If it is having resources available, it is going to give me right now. In the meantime, I'll come back to you. Okay, so this is good. Here, Google has created a virtual machine for me. And if you can see here, it is going to have this name. It is inside my Asia South 2A zone, right? And then basically this is going to be my private address, which is assigned by Google. This is going to be my public address, which is again assigned to me by Google. This is good, right? So I'm done with respect to this Cloud Shell. So I'm going to close it. So now the important thing is where I can go to see my virtual machine instance. So if I click here, VM instance, so I can see this machine is created right here. Okay, so here is my internal IP address, here is my external public address, and this is good. This machine is up and running. So now what I want to do is I want to install my EVE-NG over it. So you need to go to this small icon here, SSH, right? And you need to open in a browser window. So it is going to take some time to connect your virtual machine over this SSH session in this browser. Okay, and once it comes up, I'll be back. So here you go. It has come up, and my machine is ready. But now I need to do some step. I need to install EVE-NG on the top of this Ubuntu machine. So to do that, I want to be first become root, and to do the command is sudo -i. So here you go. I am the root now, and the first thing I want to do is I want to run a script from the EVE-NG site, which basically going to install EVE-NG into this machine. And to do that, I need to simply run this command, wget hyphen o. This is not 0, guys. This is o, and then hyphen http www.eve-ng.net/repo and install -eve.sh and then or symbol pipe symbol bash -i. So I'm just repeating wget -o, and I'm going to write this into the description box also. Hyphen http www.eveng.net/repo/install -eve.sh pipe bash -i, right? I'm just doing enter now. It is going to get all those repositories for me which are related to EVE-NG, and then we are going to and then basically it is going to install also. Okay, so it is going to take some time. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll pause this video, and once it is done, once it is 100%, I'll come back. So right now, as you can see, it is 40%. Let it complete. So as you can see, the script is still running. So I will back. So now, as you can see, the EVE-NG installation, basically whatever the necessary files we require, we already have that. And this should be the end screen you should be seeing. Okay. Once we are good with respect to this, what I need to do is I need to update and upgrade this. Okay. So the command to do this is apt update. Okay, and then the update was pretty fast, and we need to do the upgrade now. apt/upgrade. This is going to take some time, and when there is a prompt, you need to say yes or Y, and then it is going to take some time to upgrade all the patches or whatever we need. Okay. So right now, as you can see, it is 14%. As soon as it comes to 100%, I will be here. So now the upgrade process is also done. It is also complete. What we need to do now is we need to reboot this machine, right? And once I reboot this machine, my SSH connection from this console will be gone, right? So do not worry about it. So what you're going to see is once you do a reboot here, you will see this, right? And we are okay with that because we ourselves just rebooted this machine. So close this. This is fine. In the meantime, this machine gets rebooted and it is going to take only 30-45 seconds. What we are going to do is we need to create some firewall rules also, so that nobody can come from the internet and can access this our EVE-NG machine, right? Except us, right? So we are going to create those firewall rules, and to do that, you need to go to navigation menu and come right here to the VPC network and firewall. It is as simple as that. So if you go here, you can see that basically I already have few firewall rules, and now we need to create two firewall rules here. Okay, so what exactly I'm trying to do here is, let me explain you over a board here, right? So I'm going to have this EVE-NG machine which are right now rebooting, right? And it might have been rebooted also, right? So in this EVE-NG machine, which is part of your Google Cloud, GCP, it is connecting to the GCP is connecting to internet. And right now I am sitting somewhere inside my house on my laptop, right? So what I want to do is I need to access this EVE-NG machine from my laptop. But the problem is we have a firewall here inside GCP, right? So whatever is coming, the traffic, whatever is coming from outside to inside, this firewall is blocking right now, right? So I need to have access to this EVE-NG machine, and whatever we run inside that. For example, we are going to run the vmanage UI, right? And then basically we are going to access it over the RDP, right? So we need some rules here, and that is what I'm going to define. So the rules which are in inbound direction, these are ingress, right? And whatever I want to send outside, it is going to be egress, right? As simple as that. So having said that, let's create these rules now. To do that, you need to click here, create firewall rule. Okay, and here you go. You have to have one name, Eve-ng-say ingress. The description can be anything. That's perfectly fine. I just copied and pasted. The network is going to be default. That's again fine. And the direction of the traffic is ingress, because this is the ingress rule I have, right? Here in the target field, you need to specify all instances in the network, right? Source filter, I'm going to have this IPv4 range, which is I'm giving permission to everybody for now, right? /24. Okay, sorry, 0. And then I'm allowing all the protocols for now, right? We can mix and match. We can refine this firewall rules later, but for now I'm permitting everything. So this was the rule I have created for the ingress part. I need to define one more rule, which is basically this create firewall rule. I'm doing once again for the egress rule. So this is going to be eve-ng-egress. I'm copying the same thing in the description here, right? Everything is going to be same, but here now I'm going to change the direction as egress, and it is going to be all instances in the network, protocols and ports, allow all, and then we are going to create this rule. Okay, so there is a mistake. So destination filter I haven't chosen here. Destination filter is going to be same 0.0.0.0/20/0. This is good. And then let's create. So it is creating this firewall rule. Okay, and now we can see that both of our firewall rules are up and running. Okay, now in the meantime, my machine got rebooted there, and I want to do several more things like giving it a username, password, and then basically domain and the NTP server, right? To do that, I'm again going to my compute engine, right? This is my compute engine. And here I am again opening this machine in my browser window. Okay. It is going to take some time to connect. Okay. And once it gets connected, you are going to see this this screen, right? So I do not want you to write your password now. Before that, you need to press the Control C, and it is going to give you this little command line here. I want you to be first part of the root. So you need to write sudo -i here, okay, and then press enter. It is going to reset this once again, and now you need to write your root password, which is whatever which you would like to have. So it is again going to ask you the repeat. It is again want to repeat that password. Okay, and now it is asking for host name, and I'm pretty okay with the EVE-NG host name, example.com. So here I am going to write a company name here, Wi-Fi. Okay, and then basically DHCP. I'm pretty okay with the DHCP. And now it is asking for the NTP server. Here I want to give it as a Google NTP server, which is NTP time.google.com. Okay, enter. I am only interested in the direct connection. And once I click this, basically it is going to reboot this machine for me. Okay, so it is again rebooted. So now when this machine gets rebooted, okay, I will be opening its HTTP console. Okay, so I'm just closing this. Let the machine reboot. So I believe that that machine is going to be rebooted now. This has already been rebooted. So let's see whether we can access this EVE-NG machine over internet or not. So I'm just clicking this here. And sure enough, I can see my EVE-NG machine up and running on Google Cloud. This is fantastic. Okay, so uh, here I am going to write down the default username and password, right? The username and password which we just set on that EVE-NG UI, right? Just few minutes back. It is going to be your SSH username and password. If you want to do SSH into this machine, you need to use the username and password which you gave during the installation, right? Here I'm going to write down here I'm going to write down the default username and password, which is admin and Eve. Okay, so here you can see that basically I have my own EVE-NG machine up and running. Okay, this is good. So if I repeat once again, what we have done is inside the Google Cloud GCP, we have one EVE-NG machine here, right, which is going to use your $300, which are free with GCP, And this machine's configuration is 16 virtual CPUs, right? 32 GB of RAM, and we have some persistent storage also, which is 256 GB. This is simple, right? So we have created some firewall rules, and that is why we are accessing it over the internet. Now, as a part of next steps, what we are going to do is in this EVE-NG machine, right? We are free to create now any lab, right? But the problem here is right now, if I go and create any lab, right? If you can see here, okay, let me just delete all this drawing. And suppose I want to create a WAN Lab, say test here, okay? And the author is me, that's fine if I don't give, so version is already there. If I save this, right, it is going to open me this window. And if I do add an object or right click a node, right, if I want to add a node here, the problem is I do not have anything to add here, right? Except this virtual PC. I can select it here and I can, okay, just to add an object, add a node, and basically I have only this PC here, right? Only this one. And it is here right now. The problem is I cannot add anything. I cannot add anything like Cisco ICE or Cisco IOL or anything because I do not have a corresponding image here. So what we want to do now is we want to install, or we want to copy all of our images, whatever is necessary, like vSmart, vBond, vManage, whatever is necessary for our SD-WAN lab, we are going to just put it here, right? Okay. For example, we can see Viptela, vBond, vEdge, everything is here, but I cannot select it. I cannot make a host out because there is no image, right? So we are going to add image as a next step. Okay, so let's do that.